My name is Kelsey Hansen, and on behalf of Base Corp Learning Systems, we'd like to welcome and thank you for choosing SkillBuilder Learning Management System. This video will provide an overview of the application and highlight some of its key features. We'll start off by taking a look at the learner experience in SkillBuilder LMS. That is, how a learner logs into the system to access their learning, completes evaluations, and earns certificates. Then we'll talk about some of the administrative capabilities of this application. As a SkillBuilder administrator, you have access to a variety of features that you will need to independently operate your learning program. Here's my colleague Sarah to help you get started.
Learners access the system by logging in with a secure user ID and password. When they log in, they are automatically directed to their My Learning Plan page where they see all of their learning organized into learning paths and grouped into categories and bands. Learners can view their learning plan in tile view as seen here or list view. At a glance, learners can see the status of each path. Orange paths are incomplete, green paths are complete, red paths are expired, and gray paths have been disabled. Handy quick links provide fast access to items recently worked on, high priority items, items that are expired or are about to expire, and incomplete items. Each learning path contains a variety of learning items that lead to a certification. Learning items include online courses, offline seminars, webinars, downloadable documents, and links to online resources. There are also evaluation type learning items, including online tests, practical skill evaluations, and tracking for certificates received from third-party training providers. At the end of each learning path is a recognition item that lets the learner download a certificate once they have successfully completed the various components of the path. The colors, shapes, and lines in between items all have meaning. An orange learning item is assigned but not complete. Green means that the learning item is complete. Gray indicates that the learning item is disabled, and red indicates that the learning item has expired and needs to be redone. Learning items are round. Evaluation learning items are square, and the shield shape denotes a recognition item. Within a learning path, items can be linked by arrows. A solid line arrow indicates a mandatory prerequisite. The learner must complete the first item before they will be able to access the next one. A dotted line arrow indicates a recommended but not mandatory prerequisite. And no arrows between learning items means that there is no specific order in which the learner should view the items. Each of the items in the path can be designated as optional or required. A shield on the bottom right corner of a learning item means that the item must be completed in order to complete the path and earn a certificate. To access a learning item, the learner clicks the icon. For example, this is an online course. Click the learning item to open a window with some information about the course and click the Launch button to begin the course. And here is an online exam. Click the icon, review the information in the window, and click the Go to Exam button to start the test. All the different types of learning items work this way. First, an information window, and then access to the attached learning resource. Once all of the required learning items in a path are complete, the recognition item at the end of the path turns green as well, and the learner can download their certificate.
Let's recap. Learners can log into the application to access their learning plan. Learning is organized into paths, with each path containing one or more learning items. When the learner successfully completes all of the requirements within the path, they download a certificate of completion. It's that simple. Now let's take a look at what you can do in SkillBuilder LMS as an administrator. Here's Sarah once again to talk us through these features.
There are a variety of administrative roles in SkillBuilder, and depending on which role you have been assigned to them, administrators can manage different parts of the application. All administrative features are accessed through the black admin menu that appears on the left-hand side of the screen. Users who do not have any administrative roles do not see this menu. Let's take a closer look at some of the admin features. Under the People menu, you can manage groups and accounts. Groups lets you organize users so that you can assign learning to many people at once, set up group-based discounts, or run completion reports by group. You can map your organizational structure within SkillBuilder using the tree view interface. You can have an unlimited number of groups and an unlimited number of levels in your hierarchy. Accounts are what we call users in the system. Everyone has an account. Accounts can be manually entered or batch loaded. Or you can enable self-registration and let users create their own accounts. From the Accounts page, you can add new accounts, see all of the registered users in your system, or use the filters to search for a specific account. Click on any user to view details about their account, edit their profile, assign roles, or disable the account. The Learning Items menu is where you go to manage and create learning items. A 5-step wizard walks you through the steps to create and publish new learning items. Once you have some learning items, you can create learning paths. You can create a new path from scratch, or you can create a new version of an existing path. Either way, the recognition item with the customized certificate of completion is automatically added to each path. You can use categories and bands to organize learning paths and determine the order in which the paths appear in a learner's learning plan. If you choose not to use categories and bands, learning paths will simply appear in alphabetical order. The Exams menu item is where you set up new exams that will be attached to online exam learning items. The Evaluations menu is where you will go to upload the results from on-job practical evaluations and qualifications from external training providers. No more spreadsheets to track when everyone's first aid certifications expire. The Online Exams menu item lets you see the results of any online exam attempt, and it's also where you score long answer exam questions. Assignments allow you to automatically assign learning paths to selected groups or to specific learners. You can set rules so that when a user is added to a group, they are automatically assigned a specific set of learning. In the Reports menu, you can run completion reports by learning path or learning item. You can filter completion reports by learner, by group, or by completion status. The Test Item Details report allows you to analyze the performance of every test item you create to ensure the validity and reliability of your exams. SkillBuilder LMS has a built-in storefront and e-commerce system that allows you to sell your learning programs to members, customers, or the general public. When the storefront functionality is enabled, the storefront menu appears. This is where you create and manage discount codes and view orders. The Site Settings menu is only available to the highest level of administrator, the super admin. In Site Settings, you can update your contact preferences, add a logo, change your site colors, and customize the information that appears on your certificates of completion. If you need to convey some extra information to your users, you can create custom web pages by adding your own text and graphics to pre-formatted page templates. In the Registration menu, you set whether or not self-registration is enabled and configure additional registration questions that users will be asked when they register. Super admins can also enable additional languages, select a time zone, and manage your subscription and payment details. Storefront is where you enable the functionality that lets you sell your learning programs and where you manage your e-commerce settings.
So to recap, SkillBuilder LMS administrators have the ability to customize and set up the entire application. You can add groups and users to accounts, create learning items and learning paths, after which you can organize these paths into categories and bands before assigning them to groups or individual learners. You can also run reports, manage your e-commerce system through Storefront, configure settings within your site, and manage your subscription to SkillBuilder. We appreciate your interest in SkillBuilder LMS. There's a lot of functionality in this application, and it's all included in your free trial. If you have any questions, feel free to contact us via email, chat, or by phone. We'll be happy to help you get started. Talk to you soon.